Hello, welcome back to Bite Size Dentistry. Today we are going to be talking about Protaper Ultimate and its very new deep shape concept. Right? We're going to cover the deep shape concept, the Protaper slider, which is basically this new file that they've introduced altogether, the concept of the Ultimate Shaper, which is the S1 and the S2 merged together, the concept of offset machining, which is really cool. We did see it before, but this is where they've really used it to its potential. The concept of augmented metallurgy, and a quick summary as to why Protaper keeps making new highs absolutely every time, year on year, and why it has remained the absolutely undefeatable system in the market. Right? So the deep shapes concept is actually pretty top secret, but they say that it is to facilitate the removal of the apical smear layer and to create a more easily irrigatable area. Apparently, there is an enhanced apical taper with better hydrodynamics while irrigating. Now, Clifford Ruddle has always talked about this hydrodynamic irrigation, hydrodynamic obturation, and it plays out more here. And I'm guessing that we'll have more information with time as individual scientists pick up the Protaper and study it better. But what they have revealed in this very exclusive design reveal is that they have these fixed tapers at the apex, which correspond to what we are familiar with, like the 27%, 25.8 and 39, but they are regressive tapers. So basically you have a steeper taper at the apex that regresses backwards, which is considered a regressive taper as opposed to the progressive tapers that existed in the previous files, right? After that, they came to this interesting concept of this alternate offset machining, which is very beautifully discussed in this diagram, where instead of having what they had earlier, a triangular cross section and then a square cross section, they have replaced that with a parallelogram cross section, which gives you active cutting edges on both sides here, as well as a lot of empty space here to gather the debris, as well as stabilize the file and reduce its bulk to increase its flexibility. Also, this offset machining has this very interesting snake-like movement that happens, which is similar to the previous Protaper which they released, which is the Protaper Next, which means that there's minimum friction on the walls. And as we know that if a blade touches the wall in less areas, then the efficiency of that cutting is more. Right? Because the pressure that is applied is forced by area. If the area is less, then the pressure is more. So you have minimum friction, you have maximum cutting, and these are these very sleek and very sharp instruments that move in a snake-like pattern. Right? On top of that, something very interesting that Protaper has done is that they have gone towards completely eliminating hand or K filing. Now, while I might not totally agree with that, especially for people who are starting off with dentistry or with endodontics, it does make access a lot easier, and I must admit at least 50% of the RCTs that I do end up doing, especially in the 7s, are done without any form of hand filing, just because access is much easier with a contra-angled endomotor than with your hands going all the way to the back. Right? The other innovation that they have made is something known as the Ultimate Shaper. The Ultimate Shaper basically combines the logic of the S1 and the S2 to make it one file which is only 1 millimeter at the coronal part and is known as their Super Shaper. Now, after using it, I can tell you that it works extremely well. It's an active cutting instrument with a triangular cross section, and it gets the job done in an absolutely beautiful way, and you're likely to love it. But my absolutely favorite thing, the thing that has made Protaper Ultimate really ultimate in my mind, is that they have used metallurgy of all types. They have used M-wire in the shapers. Then in the finishers, they have used gold wire for the strength. And as we know, F3, F4, F5, these files are the ones that are bulky and the least flexible. What they have used is blue for the fattest files, because those are the ones that need more flexibility, and the blue heat treatment allows for the most flexibility, and gold for where flexibility is inherent in the design because they are narrower files, but they need strength. They have used gold wire for that. That is really cool. It's the best way to distribute your design and metallurgy to come up with the best concept. Now, this is what happens when a company is innovating as a market leader and innovating from the front, right? So my quick opinion is that I love the fact that it relies on strong mechanics and design, and it mixes up both things. Not only is the file designed well, it uses a complementary metallurgy to harness that design to its maximum effect. The progression, as always with Protaper, is very easy and intuitive. The finish on these files is absolutely stellar. It's like the BMW of files, and you know how it has been with Protaper from the beginning of time. Their research is strong, result oriented. The files are super sharp. They do come with a special GP because of this new concept of the deep shape. But what we always have loved about Protaper, it is more than a file, and it is more like an entire system of approaching root canals and obturations. And it's absolutely legendary. I'll highly recommend that you try it out. Also, we have a couple more videos that are going to come out with other files that are in the same category as Protaper in terms of quality, in terms of how expensive they are, and in terms of how awesome they are to use. So keep watching Bite Size Dentistry. I'll see you here next week. Have a nice day, and don't forget to be awesome.